This is the beginning of the Ohio to Erie Trail. Welcome to the adventure.
The Ohio to Erie Trail is approximately 326 miles. It's predominantly made up of rail trails. These are sections of path that were once used as railroads. Beyond the rail trails, you go through cities and towns, bike paths, gravel paths, and other types of terrain. It's important when you're bicycle touring to bring the right tools. Early on in our trip, I received a flat tire, and thanks to Austin's quick thinking, we were able to place a patch on the tube until we got to the next bicycle shop. Beyond carrying the extra bicycle tools, we also were carrying camping gear, because with bicycle touring, you can tour in a variety of different ways. We chose to camp along the trail, as well as stay in motels and hotels as they were available. To do this, we have bicycle panniers, also could be referred to as saddlebags. It allows us to carry our bicycle tools, our camping gear, food, snacks, extra clothes, and any other toiletries that we may need along the trail. This section of the Ohio to Erie Trail rides alongside the Little Miami River. There's plenty of sights to see leading into the town of Loveland, and one of the benefits of Loveland is Montgomery's Cyclery is right off the trail. The folks at the cycle shop were able to fix my tube with a replacement, but also add some tire tape to help with additional punctures along the way. We also met up with Austin's father, Greg, for a bite to eat and a drink before we got back on the trail. Greg would ride with us for another 12 miles before we continued on up north. I highly recommend stopping in Loveland. There's plenty of restaurants, there's a gas station to fill up on food, snacks, water, and hydration, because the next chance you'll get is in Morrow, several miles up the road.
Day one's in the books. Today's day two. Yesterday we pedaled from Newport, Kentucky, all the way through Cincinnati, up through Milford, Loveland, Waynesville, all the way up to, what are we in, Yellow Springs presently. Today we're going to do Xenia and hopefully make it to Columbus for night two. Found this cool little primitive camp in Yellow Springs. Hit a bit of rainstorm yesterday, and it was definitely a challenge, but a good push. Gives us a clear expectation as to what's ahead.
One of my recommendations from riding the Ohio to Erie Trail is to make sure you take a look at the website prior to leaving. One of my takeaways from the website was downloading an app called Ride with GPS. It allows you to download maps offline so that when the trail ends, Ride with GPS will allow you to navigate the city and get to the next connector trail. One of the nice things riding through the city that you're seeing now is we ran into a Frisch's, which is close to home for us being from the Cincinnati area. It really allowed us to fuel up before getting back on the road heading to Columbus.
We're at Xenia, or where were we? We went through Xenia?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, we went at Yellow Springs.
While there are plenty of amazing cities to explore, One of the things that stays consistent about this trail is the farmlands and the farms that you will pass through over and over. Some feel like a mirage because they never end, but it really gives you a clear depiction of Ohio and what it brings to the United States. As a note, for fellow riders that want to ride the Ohio to Erie Trail, the closer you get to Columbus, you will start seeing signs that say Columbus is 10 miles ahead. Keep in mind, these signs are telling you that you are reaching new sections of the Columbus city limits. It caught us off guard and really made for a longer stretch, but now knowing that, we wanted to share that with y'all. It was a lot of fun getting into Columbus. As you can see here, there was a neat little gravel section that came along one of the streams. We saw other folks hiking and biking. It really just showed us the energy that Columbus brings to Ohio. I was really impressed with all the biking, running trails all throughout the city, intertwined, traversing, and all the money spent on these incredible bridges. It really made for a great adventure through a wonderful city. Our second night out on the road, we decided to stay at a Marriott in Columbus. The temperature dropped, so we needed a place to stay that was a little warmer than just a tent. This is the start of day 3. We've ridden 135 miles, give or take. Started in Cincinnati. We are presently in Columbus. A lot of farmlands, a lot of open areas. The wind was pretty gnarly yesterday. Went through quite a few small towns. A lot of the restaurants in those towns don't open till 3 or 4, so scarce amenities. But today we're gonna try to make it up to Danville, Ohio, and from there, next day is to get through Akron, and Saturday hopefully we'll be in Cleveland. So, cheers. Day 3 proved to be tougher than day 2. Consistency is key, we learned on bicycle touring. There's lots of folks that talk about riding 50 miles a day and others 80 to 100 miles a day. In my honest opinion, until you experience your first bicycle tour, it's hard to justify how many miles a day to do. In this trip, it feels like we push too hard at the beginning, because by day 3, my legs were becoming sore and to the point of painful. Due to this, I pulled out of this bicycle tour when we reached Mount Vernon, Ohio. However, Austin continued on as he said, I've got more gas in the tank. Austin eventually made it to Cleveland by day 5, the goal of the trip. We learned so much over this bicycle tour, and we can't wait to use that knowledge for the next one. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next time.